Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. Watch this. How about getting to know the interior of Rio de Janeiro, more precisely the Vale do Café. Vale do Café is the tourist name of 15 municipalities in the region of Vale do Paraíba do Sul, Comunidade, about 120 km from the city of Rio de Janeiro. They are Soares, Valencia, Rio das Flores, Parai, Engenheiro Paulo de Frontam, Partida Alferez, Paracambi, Miguel Pereira, Mendes, Barra do Parai, Pinheiro, Barra Manca, Rio Claro, Paraíba do Sul and Volta Redonda, of which he produced 75% of the coffee consumed in the world in the 1860s, and guaranteed Brazil the world leadership in the production and export of coffee. Today around 30 of these farms are open to tourists. Vale do Café is a developing tourist attraction, with the aim of becoming a regional tourist hub, in order to increase economic activity in the region. The current owners of the farms have been working together and with the support of entities such as the Instituto Preserval and FAM, which is the Instituto do Patrimonio Histórico e Artístico Nacional, and Instance Bray, which is the support service for micro and small companies in Brazil, to preserve and disseminate this historical heritage. The governing body of Vale do Café is called City Vale, which has been in operation since 2019. And has representatives from 15 municipalities, official representatives of Vale do Café. Over time, the entire Paraíba Valley was marked as a non-profit area, heirs of slave societies and promoting the cutting down of native forests in the Atlantic Forest Massif, for the cultivation of coffee. However, this same society, in the 19th century, contributed to the development of Brazil on the world stage, as the world's largest producer and exporter of coffee. Economically, the coffee cycle is more significant than the gold cycle, which was very popularized, although deforestation occurred, promoting the country's economic development at the time. Currently, regions in the interior of Rio de Janeiro have farms that are open for visitation, telling a little of the history of Brazil's colonial era, and of course, being a good tourist option. But what about breakfast, which wakes us up with its aroma? Do you know where it came from? It came from Africa, from Ethiopia, to be more specific, and that Europe was responsible for spreading the consumption of the drink across the globe. What few people know is that an African goat herder was largely responsible for discovering its use and consumption. In Brazil, the first coffee seedlings were planted by Francisco de Melo Polida, in 1727, in Para. Coffee is so famous around the world that it even has its commemorative date, which takes place on April 13, which is World Coffee Day. Studies show that people who drink 4 cups of coffee a day have a lower risk of dying from a heart attack, according to experts, of course. So if you come to Rio de Janeiro, be sure to also visit the interior of the state, more precisely the Vale do Café, with these incredible farms that preserve a bit of the history of the colonial period of our Rio de Janeiro. A hug to everyone.